I'm mostly excited that I'll be able to see some screenshots go up on the gaming subreddit of the PC Master Race showing me what the game is supposed to look like. Welcome back to This Week in Gaming. I'm Proxy.
And I'm Jeff.
We are officially at our half-year mark. 26 episodes solid.
26 whole episodes.
And I feel like it only gets better. It's become a good part of my life now. It's fun times.
And you have been here for all 26 episodes.
I have. I can't stop. It's like a drug, but it's not a drug. It's just hanging out with you guys and talking about video games.
Yeah, if anyone has not noticed, but Sarah is not with us for the day.
Yep, Sarah had like life plans.
Yeah,
with
better things to do.
Friends and planning somebody's wedding.
Man, that just shows how much of a life we live. I only don't show up if I'm A, sick, or B, driving to the pits of hell, i.e. Florida.
If you'd like to give a shout out to Sarah for not being here but still planning the notes, you can use the hashtag #GetALifeSarah, and if we see that trend on Twitter, we'll know the people have spoken. Sarah needs to be here. Anyway, kicking right into it.
Yeah, kicking right into it. Have you ever played Stardew Valley or heard of it?
I haven't. I've been talking about it with Naomi a lot.
Yeah.
And because she recommended it and said it was like somewhere between like Harvest Moon and an RPG.
Yeah, it's like a farming simulator.
It looks really cool. I just haven't had the time or money to invest in it yet.
Think of it as like Harvest Moon, but with no rules, just right.
I like that idea.
So like I don't know. I haven't played it myself, but like just learning from like Naomi.
I watched like the first video of Markiplier playing it from forever ago, so like I have a rough idea of the aesthetic of the game.
Yeah.
But I know nothing about what happens in it.
Yeah. So.
But it looks like something I want to get.
It's a farming sim is the basics of what it is. Either way, it was released Thursday for the Nintendo Switch, which is pretty cool.
That actually sounds like a lot of fun because looking at the type of game that it is, it seems like something that would almost work well on a handheld, but you really need more screen real estate for that.
Right.
So it looks like it's going to be a good fit for the Switch, in my opinion.
It definitely looks like one of those games that's good for a tablet-sized screen. So, yeah. I mean, cool. I mean, it was released, like I said, on Thursday. It's price pointed at $15, which is pretty cool. It's still a cheap game, quote-unquote, comparably to other games that are coming out right now, even on the Switch. It's also been available for the Xbox One and the PS4 since June.
That's right. I was going to pick it up for PS4, but I still have so many games I have to go through.
Yeah. It was originally released in February for PC. I do believe it's on Steam.
Yep. Yeah, because I first looked at it on Steam.
Yeah.
Then I realized I don't want to sit in this chair when I'm playing games.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I either need a new chair first or something.
Connect your PC to your TV and get a wireless everything.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy, that sounds like a life of luxury.
Luxury or sloth?
I mean,
with a mix
where do you draw the line?
With a mix of gluttony, because I know how much you munch on chips when you game.
Only Doritos and only all the time.
Only Doritos and only when we play Destiny.
Only non-brand name nacho cheese flavored chips.
Nacho tortillas.
Because we can't be endorsed, but I don't want anyone to think it's a brand deal.
Yeah.
God, I wish it was. I'll be straight with you. If we ever get a brand deal with Doritos, it's happening, and I'll be very real about it. So anyway, Stardew Valley on the Switch. I think that's pretty much the end of it. I have nothing else to say.
That's literally like it. We don't have enough experience with that game to even put any extra context to that story.
Pretty much. So I guess if you're going to be picking it up for this, like, let us know. If you're going to be picking it up on the Switch, maybe not. Who knows? Is it that good that you played it once and now you want to play it again, but on your super cool console?
Yeah. So moving on. In previous weeks, we have talked about the game The Good Life.
Yeah, the one where you become a cat at night and there's all sorts of mystery going on.
Yeah.
And has it hit the crowdfunding market yet?
God, no.
Okay. So they got a lot of hype going on already anyway.
Yeah. As of 8:30 p.m. today, the crowdfund is only at $306,308.
God, what's their goal?
1.5 mil.
I mean, that makes sense, sure. but
that's only 20% of its goal with 6 days left.
Oh, okay. That's Was it a really short run, or was it your typical 30-day?
I think it was a 2-month run because they were.
I need to get some money and get on that.
Get 1.5 million. Yeah. Creator of the game, Swery, he still remains positive and says he won't give up. He'll make it happen one way or another, and that he just wants to make people happy with his game. The lack of success with this crowdfund could partially be the blame of Fig, which is where they go through, instead of like Kickstarter or something like that.
Yeah, I feel like it would have done really well on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times people have issues with all the rules that Kickstarter now has because of things that have happened in the past.
Right. And the partial like blame on Fig is it's the first crowdfunding platform to offer backers equity, meaning like they would receive a share of the game's profits once it's funded fully, which is crazy to think about. Like,
that's really strange. I like the idea. It's just really strange to me.
And like, unfortunately, Fig has a shady track record of the past with only a small handful of successfully funded release games. Like, because there's one thing of fully funding,
right?
But that never says that you have to release it if it's fully funded. That just means you have to fully develop it.
Yeah, that's why Kickstarter's gotten a whole lot more strict with the things that they can and cannot do.
Right.
Because you had situations like the potato salad.
Or the game tables there.
Yeah. I mean, thankfully, I can say that pretty much everything that I have backed on Kickstarter, I have at least received. Whether or not it succeeded or failed in the market, I have at least received it.
Yeah.
And, it goes back and forth between, like, the Pebble Watch, which was a huge success as far as...
lasted you years.
Oh, yeah. And then the other end of things with the Ouya, which now sits as an emulation box, which can arguably be a great thing, but it was not anywhere near what it wanted to be.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
So instead of just being cats.
Yeah, instead of being just cats, there is going to be a second version of the game where you are a dog instead of a cat. Like,
it sounds almost as adorable.
I mean,
I don't know, something about
it depends on what type of dog you are. Like,
yeah,
if you end up being what was that show where the dog would recreate books?
Oh no.
You know exactly which one I'm talking about too.
Wishbone?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're like a little wishbone like type terrier dog, like,
yeah,
it might be cool, or like a corgi or something.
Oh man. I don't even know what I would do with myself if I was playing as a corgi.
Just go like, oh, look at that butt, it wiggles.
I have the fluffiest butt.
I have the fluffiest. So, like I said, it's 2 different versions, and unfortunately, you have to pay for both of them.
Oh.
Full price as of right now.
Whew.
And apparently, there's also going to be a multiplayer version of this game. And, I mean, I guess no matter which version of the game you own, you can choose between cat or dog.
Okay.
When it comes to the multiplayer version.
All right.
I don't...
See, there's still so much unknown about this game to me, because I did check out their page and the trailer and some of the concept art, and I'm like, it's cool, but I still feel very distanced from the game itself and what's going on.
And you know what? I'd stay fully distanced up until I knew that they were fully funded and that they were going to release.
Yeah.
There's no point in investing your main thought process on, oh man, I can't wait to play this game, and then it never does, and then your hopes are just squashed.
Yeah. Fun little side detour from that, also relating to cats and dogs and games that never existed. There was an interview that I had read many years ago with I forgot his name now, but he developed the Oddworld series.
Yeah.
Abe's Odyssey, Munch's Odyssey, Stranger's Wrath. And the Oddworld team, after Stranger's Wrath, were working on another game. And it was supposed to be to show that Oddworld has more than just these cute, funny, fuzzy little things, and that it can be just as diverse as the real world. So they were going to have it take place in like a European equivalent side of the world where you have cats and dogs have evolved to human levels.
Yep.
So they have their own societies and all that kind of stuff going on. And there's a huge feud going on between the two. And it sounded super cool, but I guess it was what tore the team apart, because they kept adding and taking away different things to it, and eventually it didn't feel like Oddworld whatsoever, and the project was scrapped.
That's unfortunate because that sounds pretty
It
awesome.
is. It looked pretty cool. I believe they had some of the concept art for it, or maybe that was just a fever dream. I don't know. But I remember what I saw that was somewhat concept artish. Looked really cool, and I'm really sad I didn't get to play it because Stranger's Wrath was really good.
I think that's the only one I didn't play.
Arguably one of the best in the series
Because
it was very different from the like Abe's Odyssey and Munch's Odyssey type game.
Because I played Oddworld, the first one. I played Abe's Odyssey 2. I played Munch's Odyssey, and I have currently the remake of Abe's Odyssey on the PS4.
Yeah. They had Stranger's Wrath. I had it back on the Xbox, and it was really good because they had a live ammo type deal where you would hunt and catch creatures that you would use on your wrist crossbow.
Oh, that's cool.
And they do different things.
Yeah.
It was a really, really cool system, and I really liked the game. But, yeah, so that's my little unfortunate side story for the day.
Aw. Side stories. Sad.
So sad. So, moving on from there.
Yeah, moving on from there, we got a few notable October releases that are pretty big, actually, comparably. There's only one on the list that's not here.
See, I thought South Park came out prior to October.
No, that got pushed back.
I thought that was out already.
No, it was supposed to come out.
I keep hearing about it so frequently, and my brain's just like, oh, it must already be out.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out in like June or July, and they pushed it back. But like, you know, we've been seeing a lot of articles about like the difficulty changes and
yeah,
you know, all that. But like Proxy was saying, South Park: The Fractured But Whole will be coming out soon.
It's so funny
week.
When you hear, if you walk into a GameStop and you listen to the TV ads that are running,
yeah,
because they do talk about South Park, and they found the perfect way to try and like pronounce it so that it doesn't sound offensive, and it's very strange because South Park is just so blatantly offensive that it's really hard to work your way around it.
Yeah,
but they do a good job. It's funny.
But yeah, so South Park: Fractured But Whole will be coming out on the 17th. The new Professor Layton comes out.
Oh my god, I forgot about the new Professor Layton.
That will be out. Actually, that came out today, October 6th.
I don't have money for all these games.
Yeah, I know, right?
Professor Layton is such a great series.
Yeah, I never played it.
Really good.
I'm not hugely into it. I've seen the anime, which is funny.
Yeah.
That I've seen it, but I haven't actually
like
played the game.
Because it's really good.
Yeah, it was.
Because Level 5 does their own animations.
I love their animation.
So it's the same voice actors, it's the same animation team, it's the same story team. They're some of the best video game to film adaptations ever put together.
Yeah. October 10th, which is Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, I believe. The new Middle-earth game, Shadow of War, the sequel to Shadow of Mordor.
That's the one.
I have it too. That's the worst part.
I never played it. I had a Lord of the Rings game forever ago, and I don't remember which one it was. It was PS3, and I didn't play it.
Great. Was it Two Towers?
No, it was very Gauntlet, but Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah, I know. I think I know which one you're talking about.
It wasn't terrible. It's just it didn't catch my interest enough to pull me in and actually play through it.
On Friday the 13th, Bethesda's continuation of the Evil Within comes out. Evil Within 2. Ooh. Friday the 13th. It's the only game that's on this list that's coming out on the 13th. Game I'm excited for as of the 17th, other than South Park, is Gran Turismo Sport.
Yeah.
That got pushed back from... It was originally supposed to be released last year, actually. It was supposed to be released November 15th of 2016, so...
Wow.
And it's actually releasing. Like, they haven't pushed it back anymore.
You know, I haven't played a Gran Turismo game since 3.
I mean, the last one to come out was 6 in 2013.
Yeah.
And that got pushed back a couple times.
The 3 came out on the PS2, I think, and that was the latest one that I had played.
Yeah, 3. Yeah, because 4, 5, and 6
Gran Turismo 1 and 2 were both PS1, and they looked phenomenal.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a huge fan. I've been playing them since 1. So, since they first came out. So, October 20th, Fire Emblem Warriors.
Now, is that... I don't follow the Fire Emblem series as much as I really should. Is that a console release, or is that like a handheld?
That's going to be on the Switch and on the 3DS.
Okay.
Which is... On the same way, I'm not into the Fire Emblem series, but I have a very niche market of games that I like to play, and that's none of them.
That's fair. Yeah, you don't see much on the JRPG front, aside from like Final Fantasy 15 and the times that we get together to play a Tales game.
Yeah, it's literally the only times that I play a JRPG. It's just not my thing. RPGs in that...
Which works for me, because you really helpful in the combat in the Tales games.
Yeah, and like RPGs in the style that Fire Emblem does it, because it's turn-based, just not my thing. You know, it's like the Final Fantasy VII turn-based, where you got to go to the menu. It's like playing Pokemon all over again.
It adds the whole mechanic of movement and everything else,
I can't stand it.
The Shin Megami Tensei's Devil Survivor series uses a similar kind of setup for battles. I don't want to say the same, but a similar type of setup, and I've gotten really into those games. It's one of those things that I don't like in thought and in theory, but in practice I get super hooked.
Fair.
So. Destiny 2.
Yeah, Destiny 2 will be coming out on PC as of October 24th. A big note on this is going to be the PC version will be the first non-Blizzard developed title to use the Battle.net launcher.
Huh.
Yeah, it's on Battle.net.
That's weird.
I guess. I mean, it's Bungie and Blizzard. I should more say Bungie, Microsoft, Activision, and Blizzard all are like best buds.
And seeing as Activision is like the parent company for Blizzard,
right?
I guess it makes sense. It's a little strange. I'm mostly excited that I'll be able to see some screenshots go up on the gaming subreddit of the PC Master Race showing me what the game is supposed to look like.
I can't wait to see how people try and mod it.
Oh.
I mean, it's going to be pretty hard, because I know MMOs are pretty hard to mod in the first place. But even like if they're just adding like quests, like the quest marker, like the arrows, like you could do in WoW, where you mod your game that way and you just add the extension or whatever, that'd be pretty cool. Racking up towards the end of the month, October 27th, we got Assassin's Creed Origins, so we can start climbing and sliding down some pyramids and riding camels and doing stuff like that. I don't know if I'm going to actually pay for it or if I'm just going to Redbox it. That's what I do with the Assassin's Creeds anyway, is I'll Redbox them first.
Do you think Ubisoft, and this is just some speculation, but do you think Ubisoft will ever bring back the Prince of Persia series?
I don't think so. I think they...
No, even moving into like the Egyptian type area?
I really don't think so, because I think they dug themselves a hole with the last one there. I can't remember.
I mean, we can't even say that the movie killed it, because, I mean, they've made an Assassin's Creed movie. They've made 2. Yeah, only one that anyone speaks of.
Yeah, and Ubisoft is trying to redo Assassin's Creed because of that.
Oh, boy.
That movie tanked so bad that they're like, no. We need to redo
movie
the
tanked
whole
so hard
story.
It should have been in an aquarium.
Yeah, pretty much. Should have named it Diva.
Shots fired.
Also on October 27th is Super Mario Odyssey, the newest Super Mario game for the Switch.
Super Modesty.
Super Modest, Super Modest, E.
Super Modest Mouse.
I'm actually really excited for this, even though I don't own a Switch, because I love the Mario games like 64 and Sunshine and like Galaxy.
They always seem so gimmicky, but then when you play them, you're like, why is this so much fun?
Oh, they are gimmicky, 100%. Like this one, you throw Mario's hat onto something and it comes to life. You get to control it. Like, the hat is what controls things.
Yeah, I like the mechanic they're using. Like, every time a Mario game comes out, especially when they came out with Mario Galaxy, and I'm like, okay, but, like, where do you go from here now?
Right.
You've gone... anything from here, if you're not going, like, Super Mario Universe, is just a step backwards. But, I mean, they keep adding things, and it's still fun. I mean, this franchise has been around forever.
Yeah,
and I don't see that ending anytime soon.
And then finally on the 27th, Bethesda's second game of the month, Wolfenstein 2. The new Colossus.
Yes.
Which unfortunately has been getting a lot of flack recently.
Oh.
Because of all the stupid Nazis in America right now.
I wonder if PewDiePie's going to play it.
I mean...
Is it too soon?
No, definitely not.
I mean, there's just so much going on.
It's so hard not to make a comment because some way or another it'll get convoluted and someone will be like, "Oh, well, you're just promoting Nazis." I'm like, "No, I'm promoting like playing a fucking video game."
Right?
And especially where this one you're playing a guy who's trying to get rid of them. It just so happens to be that they took over the states.
I mean, it's not. But I mean, that's way too political. I'm reeling it back.
We're gonna just reel.
We're coming right back in.
All the way back in
before we get a permaban.
Take all the gear off, put it back in the tackle box.
There
and
it
just
goes.
Call it a day.
Pack it away.
There
just
it goes.
Like that.
Just
perfect. Love
right
it.
in the truck. That's really it for notable games. There's still a little bit more that we will definitely have listed up on the website, most likely by the end of the week.
It'll probably go up on Tuesday, actually, when Sarah posts the What You Missed.
I don't know when she posts it. I just know that she does.
She's been having a set schedule of Tuesdays. So if you listen to the podcast and you want to find out more information, our What You Missed usually goes up on Tuesdays. So that's the plan anyway.
So look out for that. I'm most certain that list will be up. Moving on from games coming out this month, the Legend of Zelda compendium books that Dark Horse does.
I love everything that Dark Horse does, but especially things with Legend of Zelda.
Yeah,
we've got
the thick ones. Don't you guys have one?
Yeah, Annabelle has the Hyrule Historia that they did, and we were going to get. There was another Legend of Zelda compendium that they did. I think it was like concept art and various other things that it was really cool, but we couldn't. Yeah, well, couldn't pick it up at the time.
So Dark Horse is going to be releasing an encyclopedia.
Okay, but what I'm getting out of this is that they're going from the original 1986 release through Twilight Princess HD, which if this is coming next spring, I mean, I'm not in the publishing industry, and I know I'm darn sure Dark Horse has their act together, but is there just like not enough on Breath of the Wild yet to really include that?
I don't know. Like that does seem very strange that it's only going up to Twilight Princess.
Because you would think that would be a major selling point of because the Hyrule Historia has the same stopping point. It doesn't include Breath of the Wild because it came out prior to the game's release. So you would think if you were going to release an encyclopedia of Legend of Zelda, you would include the game that just came out that everyone is obsessing over.
I mean, maybe at the point of when they were writing the encyclopedia, Breath of the Wild wasn't out, so they couldn't get all the information yet from Nintendo in anticipation of releasing it early.
Maybe. I mean, granted, when Breath of the Wild came out, it had one heck of a collector's guide.
Absolutely. It's fucking huge.
I mean, if you can make an entire book out of like the content of the game and how-tos and all that kind of stuff, I'm sure they could have at least a chapter or two in there.
It could also be a contractual thing between, because like the guides are made by Prima, not by Dark Horse.
That's true.
So there could be a contractual thing where it has to be like the guides have to be out for X amount of time before you can put this information into anything else.
I don't know. It's a lot of stuff I don't know. But it just seems weird to me.
But
it wouldn't be included.
Yeah, so the book will have everything: descriptions of potions, enemies, loot, concept art, screenshots, characters, languages, etc. It's going to be coming out as of April 24th, 2018, for a price point of $39.99. It's currently up for pre-order on Amazon for $23.99 and on Barnes & Noble's website for $26.47. So, I mean, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's an encyclopedia. So A through Z, whatever, and you get a description. I'm going to assume you're going to get concept art, like underneath that description, unless they have a whole concept art section. I don't know. There's not enough information out yet, so check it out. That's the best thing that I can say. Like, go to Amazon and check out what their description is.
Yeah, I'm gonna be looking into it for sure. It was speaking of which, it was Arts and Artifacts was the other Legend of Zelda book
the red one
that we haven't got.
Yep, and this one's going to be blue. It's going to be the blue tunic.
I'm looking at the cover for it right now. You'll see it in our What You Missed This Week in Gaming notes. It's pretty. It's really pretty.
It sure is.
I mean, you can't look inside it because obviously there's no inside it yet, but it is still really pretty.
But, yeah, so that was just a little quick thing. Moving on from Legend of Zelda, we're going to move on to Star Fox.
Which is, I guess, really our biggest section of SNES Classic-related news.
Yeah.
Now that it's out.
For the last couple weeks, we've had a lot of SNES Classic stuff.
The biggest thing, of course, being don't buy it from scalpers. Right. I've actually got a few friends that managed to pick up the SNES Classic.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
It is. So maybe we'll be able to.
So we can actually be able to like get one in the future.
Yeah. So with the SNES Classic, you got Star Fox 2.
Game not before released. Even my collection of NES or Super Nintendo emulators and ROMs did not have Star Fox 2.
Right.
So like it's probably out there somewhere, but it did not come with the version that I totally legally acquired.
Yeah. So with the official release of the SNES Classic and Star Fox 2 being on it, people have started getting crafty. They have found a way to pull said ROM from the emulator and like extract it from the Classic itself, and they've been able to bootleg it onto actual SNES cartridges.
Oh, it looks so good though.
So, so they can actually make money off of this for, as much as $70 a pop for these cartridges.
Which is crazy, but at the same time, like, I would almost want to, if I had that kind of money, I'd buy one. Not even to play it, but just because I like the artwork and the cartridge.
Right, exactly. I mean, the cartridges look legitimate, like, nice, but...
Like, someone did a really good job on these.
It's an age-appropriate label for, like, when it would have come out. Don't be fooled, though. They aren't worth it. Even if it were to, like, actually play the game on a SNES, no one's confirmed if it is. Because people have been doing that. They've been able to, like, take the actual ROMs or make an 8-bit version of, say, like Halo or something like that and put it on an NES cartridge and you can play it.
Yeah, I mean, there are some people that are really good like that, but yeah, no confirmation as to whether or not that will work.
Yeah, so like
Star Fox 2.
If you're looking to buy something like that and you are expecting it to work on your actual SNES, like, don't get your hopes up, man.
Yeah,
at the very least,
if you want to put it in a shadow box, hang it on your wall.
It's more of a talking piece than anything.
Yep.
It's like, oh yeah, that's cool. That's my my Star Fox 2 cartridge. Yeah, never came out.
Yeah, never actually released,
yeah,
but I have one.
Thing.
This is one of only several 100,000 copies.
If you tell anyone, I'll have to kill you.
So
yeah, I mean, like we just said, keep an eye out. And
just know what you're getting into.
Exactly. If you're gonna look to buy something like that, aim low. Aim low. Do not settle with going too high. Like,
set your expectations. Set the bar low enough you can step over it.
Yeah, set it like $30 maximum. Because I'd pay $30 for even a cartridge or something. Like, even if it didn't work. Like, especially if I was gonna like shadow box it or something like that. But
yeah, for sure.
Otherwise, like,
even if they were just like a cartridge and had like the game art and it doesn't have even the board in it.
Right, exactly.
I feel like you got a whole collector's market for that, but coming back to the future.
Back to the future, absolutely.
PlayStation 4.
Yeah,
this was a vigorous update because like
it sure was.
The software is updated before.
Yeah.
Or the firmware is updated before. And this was the first time Annabelle was doing something on like watching YouTube and I went to switch to my account, and as I switched to my account, all of a sudden it's like it disconnected me from PlayStation Network. And I went, okay, so reconnect to the network. And then it brought me through a whole bunch of end user license agreements and various other things, the new privacy policy and explaining patch notes and everything. I was like, this is the first time I've seen it get this in depth with an update. Usually it's just like, new updates installed. You're welcome.
Like, I didn't realize I hadn't been on my profile in a couple days. Like, I haven't been on since before the firmware update. By the way, it's the PS4 has the 5.0 firmware update. I hadn't been on my profile since prior to the update, and I signed on today, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't know like why I wasn't signed in. Then I do the sign in. I'm like,
yeah,
did my subscription get canceled or like?
Yeah. So it was strange at first, but reading through the patch notes, I really like some of the things that they've included with it.
Yeah, I mean,
the ability to like leave your party from the quick menu rather than having to go into the party menu and then leave that way. Being able to view notifications.
Yeah.
From the quick menu.
I like that, and I don't at the same. It kind of.
I feel like I'm gonna get used to it, and I'll like it a lot more.
Yeah, but I mean, how many times do you get notifications while you're like mid game?
Quite a few times.
I mean, you actually talk to people, so
I do,
and you get bots talking to you.
Sometimes I'm like, I hop on a little bit before we're scheduled to get on for like a game of Destiny, and then I'm like, I'm gonna do a patrol, and then I get caught in a like massive fight where I'm trying to take down Oryx for like the 35th time,
and then
then you send me a message
invite.
As I'm being bombarded and about to die.
Yeah,
and then I'm like, well, is this gonna have to wait because I can't pause this? So that sucks, but so that's pretty cool. I need to look into a little bit more how they're running the household.
Yeah, I have no idea how those
because
things
I know,
work.
According to our personal Xboxpert, Elated Sacrifice, he was saying that the way Xbox had started to run things was that you could have a family set up, which would include up to 4 accounts.
Yeah,
and so you would pay for Xbox Live Gold family account. So it would let up to those 4 accounts have Xbox Live Gold, including all of its online capabilities and whatever free games for gold you get for all those accounts. Which, if we have that, would be great, because that way we don't have to worry about paying a separate PlayStation Plus for Annabelle and myself.
Right.
We're just part of the same household. Now, whether or not that carries over into separate consoles, if, like, say we were to get a second PS4 so we could both play Destiny at the same time,
see, I think that's what the concept is.
I'm hoping so, because it would be really nice, even if it's a slight price increase, because I think it's like, what, $60 a year for PlayStation Plus? I'd be willing to pay like 70 or 80.
Right, yeah.
To have the collective ability for those of us that live here and have consoles here to share the benefits of PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll definitely get...
We'll look into it. We'll report back.
I know either you or Sarah will actually be looking into that, because
I
do not have the brain power.
I'm going to be looking into it because I want to know like what I'm going to have to do going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you can all... with the update, PS4 Pro players can now broadcast their games on Twitch in 1080 and
at 60 frames.
60 frames, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, that takes a lot of work.
It takes a lot of bandwidth. A lot of
power to be able to broadcast at that rate while running the game at that rate. Like, my computer's not going to handle that.
You better be able to have like a T1 internet too, or fiber.
Yeah,
just to not suck out all the bandwidth.
You just mentioned fiber internet. I got a little moist. So,
well, you can dry up a little bit because it's never coming to us. So
not in this. We're gonna have to go to it. Is what we're gonna have to do.
I like the it.
I like the it McNaldo's.
But we'll definitely have the more extensive patch notes for that firmware update.
I want to get a chance to really get hands on, delve into it, and figure things out in the nitty gritty, and then we can report back.
Yeah, definitely.
Speaking of nitty gritty.
Yeah, speaking of nitty gritty.
Skyrim.
So you have Skyrim Special Edition, don't you?
No. No, I don't.
Not even on your PC?
Nope.
Wow.
No, because my PC, I only have like the super duper versions of Fallout because I bought the mini nuke.
That's right. You didn't...
Because it was specific. I'm the biggest Fallout nerd.
That's right. You were never much of an Elder Scrolls.
I'm not an Elder Scrolls person.
So, for everyone but Proxy, if you own Skyrim Special Edition, there's the Special Edition on PC, which if you already own Skyrim, you were able to get for free. Or if you buy the Skyrim Edition for PS4, that's Special Edition right away. You can now get a survival mode, which is pretty cool. I could not tell you what it pertains to because I have yet to even claim mine. As of right now, it is free to get survival mode, and it will only remain free until Tuesday the 10th. After that, you're going to have... right now, you have to get it through Creation Club. So, like, you have to update your game, select Creation Club from the main menu, It logs you in with your Bethesda.net credentials, and then you can select anything you want from the club, blah, blah, blah. You have to go to Creation Club to claim survival mode for free up until Tuesday the 10th. After the 10th, so Wednesday the 11th, it will cost you 800 Creation Club credits, which is about $8 to $8.50 US.
I hate conversions.
That sucks. I hate it. Because the lowest denomination you can buy for credits is $7.99, which is 750 credits. $7.99 for 750
So you have to
purchase
the second tier for $14.99 for 1,500 credits.
Right, but
then you're going to end up with 700 left over.
What that ends up doing is that kind of gives you an incentive to buy more shit off the Creation Club.
That's fair. What they're doing. I mean, that's exactly what I would end up doing. I'm like, I got 700 credits anyway. What do I want to spend them on?
And that might give you the incentive to buy more credits. I see what Bethesda is trying to do.
It's good marketing.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's just... Yeah. It's terrible if you're broke.
But like I said, I haven't been able to delve into it yet because I haven't claimed my survival mode yet. I know Sarah did just reinstall Skyrim onto our PS4 just so we could claim it. So I'll definitely check it out before Tuesday, and either me or Sarah will definitely give a lot better review other than, hey, it's available, get it now.
Yeah.
So trying to read my notes.
Sweet. I think we could probably rapid fire through the rest of these.
Yeah, okay, rapid fire.
Bullet points, let's do this.
Bullet points. Ultra Sun and Moon Pokemon comes out November 17th. You will be able to travel outside the Alola region and enter the land where the Ultra Beasts come from while riding legendary Pokemon.
Sounds like fun.
Okay. Bullet point number 2. Horizon Zero Dawn's Game of the Year edition was leaked early from Play Asia. Leak was quickly removed, but screenshots were taken across the globe in the hopes that it's real. The leak states that the Game of the Year version of Horizon Zero Dawn will be around $50 and will ship on December 5th. Guerrilla Games has not gone public with any Game of the Year information yet. I have seen clips, and I do believe it's the real thing.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Bullet point number 3. Sonic the Hedgehog
is getting
movie.
A movie.
Yeah.
A live action and CGI mix as it brings Sonic to the big screen for the first time. The director of Deadpool, Tim Miller, is the executive producer, which gives me a lot of high hopes, and we'll see how they do. The last Sonic film I had seen was a fan film done by Blue Core Studios. It was pretty good.
Was it called Gotta Go Fast?
No, unfortunately. It was really well animated. I think they used Blender. I could be wrong.
Okay.
And it was very short, but I feel like they got Sonic's personality down, which if anyone's going to be able to help bring that personality to life, it's going to be Tim Miller.
Yeah. Bullet point number 4. Mr. House has left the building.
Andrew House.
Andrew House, who is the president and chief executive of Sony Interactive Entertainment, after 6 years of presidency, will be stepping down as president. The deputy president, John Codera, will be taking over for him. Andrew House says he wants to spend more time with his family and in the future pursue a career in the entertainment industry, which is fair, because if you're president of Sony Interactive Entertainment, you do not sleep.
I believe that. And I'm sure it's a lot less fun than it sounds, too, because you have a lot of big decisions and not a lot of like fun creative bits. So I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. And then finally, to wrap up things, if you open up your Xbox One X, you will see a tiny Master Chief riding a scorpion inside on your motherboard.
Not in real time, but he's on the motherboard.
Not in real time.
I'm also not sure if I would recommend opening your Xbox One X.
I do not recommend it, but if you are inquisitive...
I'm sure Microsoft would pull that, like, it's been tampered with, and we're not going to do a warranty for you.
But if you're a little inquisitive on this, you will, if you open up your Xbox One X, and you look on your motherboard, I think it's like the top right corner, there's a little white scorpion that you can see, and there's something on it, and it takes you a second to realize, oh, yeah, that's Master Chief, which is pretty cool. There was a video shown of it from Microsoft's big press conference this last week.
Yep, it's on GameSpot.
It's on GameSpot.
You can find the link in our note descriptions.
Yeah.
Below. And on that note, that's what we've got for you this week in gaming.
Yeah, for all you people who have been listening since episode 1 or even episode 25, I greatly thank you. This is episode 26, which literally marks our half-year mark, where we have yet to miss a week.
Which is great. I'm really happy for us.
Extra thanks to Proxy, extra thanks to Sarah for always doing our notes, because if I did them, we would not be able to read them.
That's fair.
And special thanks to Mr. Blay Joe for filling in when we needed a spot. And with that, guys,
thanks for listening. We look forward to another happy 26 episodes, at least. So join us again next week for updates and more news in gaming. And until then, game on.
See ya.